Okay, good morning. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Tuesday, 25th of March, 2025. Wow, the months are running so quickly. And just like that, we are at almost at the end of the first quarter. Time is running if you're not aware of it. All right. Give me 1 second. Let's see what we can do for today. Okay. So let's start with the dollar index as usual. Yesterday we talked about dollar index potentially going up to take out the high, and then inside this fair value gap, let me go to the H4. Right, this one and that one, you're going to get a reaction. Initially, I wanted to see them trade somewhere down here, which I still think that might be the case, considering how price is now trading. So we've traded through this gap that was formed during the New York session. Okay, that big move during the New York session, we've traded through it. So I think they might be coming for this equal low here, and then trade to the fair value gap on the H4 here, and then probably resume going back up again. That's a probability. Right, so from the weekly perspective, you can see here, right, we've taken our previous week high into a big void here. Now this big void to me is a sign that price is likely going to continue going down. I don't think we will be coming up above this. No, that's not what I'm seeing. Okay, so that's not what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing us going up above this. I think we might come back down. As to when, I'm not quite sure, but today is gonna give us more proof of it, because we are rejecting, right? But we did not leave any fair value gap down here. And that is a huge tip off to know whether we are actually reversing or not. Because if it's reversing, considering how price dropped down here, we should have left at least some form of a fair value gap in here before going up. But price hasn't done anything like that. So I think we might be coming back down, and then maybe go up. The month of April, let me see if I can bring this. I have this file that I use for my seasonalities. So when we reach a certain time of the year, I expect something to happen, which is called the seasonal tendencies. Now, for the dollar index, Let's see, bring that over here. There we go. So for the dollar index, right? Let me zoom in. Oops. Right, so this is April. So the vertical line where my mouse is pointing to, that's April. Okay, and April usually sees price dropping. Somewhere here is towards the end of the month. Okay, somewhere here is towards the end of the month, and then we actually drop. Let me find the actual date, because I do have the real-time one. I can't show the real-time one for some reason. Okay, so the real-time one sees 25th. Today is 25th, right? Yeah, so we have the 25th till, let's say, end of this week. Typically, what usually happens over the course of the years is that we are going to see some form of a move up towards the end of the month, and then we just drop, and then we continue going down to May. So this move here is like from 25th. Okay, sorry, from the 18th of March. So this is from the 18th of March, and then we drop down here. Then this will be 1st of April. We have the manipulation for the month, and then we drop. So this is like towards end of the month, and then maybe right there will be the last week of the month, or the last day, the last 3 days of the month. That's when this will drop, and then we have the manipulation at the beginning of the week, and then we drop down for the end, for the rest of the month of April. So considering what we have right now, I think this is in line with what I just showed you. Okay, that move up, that's this one here, and then we're going to have an aggressive drop to continue going down. Okay, so that's what I'm personally looking for on the dollar index, because the reason why is the gap. There's no gap down here. The gap, the move down did not have any gap. The move up did not have any gap. That is a serious concern, right? I think yesterday we talked about it. That's a serious concern when they don't have such things in price, when price is reversing. So I'm not convinced we are going up. This is likely going to come back down. Even if you look at the euro on the daily, we don't have any gap, and then we didn't have any gap here. Plus, this move to the upside is too shallow. Okay, so I think we might come back one more time. Same thing applies to the British pound. British pound is not giving way for anything to the downside, right? Let me remove all this drawing. Yesterday we put our stop loss to break even, and it came to break even. Okay, I think this was it here. The entry was there, right here, and then it came back to break even. It's going back up. Somewhere up here, maybe we might struggle. So if you want up here, personally, I'll wait for a confirmation, and then I'll look for a sell, only because of the weekly. I'll look for a sell only because of the weekly. Okay, I'm not selling because of the daily. I'm selling because we have this rate. So we need to take out a weekly low. And as you can see, we've not taken out this low yet, nor that low. So it's a huge sign that this gap is gonna react. That gap is gonna react. And I think yesterday that's where I was expecting them to go. And they failed to do that. So as it stands, I think that's where price is gonna go. Yesterday I was giving a lecture to one of my private students, and I was telling him about when the week starts, right? When you are looking for, let's say, the previous sorry, if you're looking for the high or low of the week to form, how will you know that price has formed the high or low of the week? Right? How will you know that price has formed the high or low of the week? It's not easy predicting it, but with some few tricks you can actually start in a way predicting. Okay, and the trick is, before price will go up for the week or before price will go down for the week, has price traded to a resistance or has price traded to a support? So for example, if we are expecting bullish price action, okay, we are expecting price to go up for the week. When the week started, did this move down? Did it trade to a support, a high time frame support? If it did not, and then Monday goes up, know that this low is not safe. Okay, this low here is not safe. There's a high probability during the course of the week, either a news event or even Tuesday, can come back down and take that low out before going back up again. Or if you're expecting the high of the week to form and the week starts and this does not trade to a resistance and then it drops on one day, just know that there's a high probability during the course of the week that high will be run again. Price will come back and take it out before going down. And that's the case of this pair and euro, because euro needed to trade somewhere up here to form the high of the week and then go and attack this equal lows here. Same thing applies to British pound. Should have done that, but I didn't. And they went down first. Again, when you're expecting lower prices, at least the Monday should minimum trade higher a little bit to something. That something is this one here, that gap. And then we drop. So I think that's where they're going to take price as it stands to that level. And then once we get there, we will see what price is going to do. All right. So British pound, look for this fair value gap up here on, I think, Thursday. We have some economic calendar news on the British pound. Wednesday, 7 a.m. in the morning. Okay, Wednesday, 7 a.m. in the morning. Watch that area. Okay, not today, tomorrow, 7 a.m. Watch that area. That's where you're gonna get some trade idea from. 7 a.m. is the GMT, right? My time. Okay. Look at the New Zealand dollar. Price is reacting. Last week I did talk about me liking this pair, right? And you can get entries here or there. The second one has given a nice reaction off from it. If we can close today above this high, then tomorrow that'll be a nice buy, right? Zoom in. All of this was just accumulating into that fair value gap on the H4. So if we can get a nice close above previous day's high today, then tomorrow we can get a buy. And if we get a buy, we can trade up to this level as a target, and then we leave the rest to continue going up. This one, it did break the low because I was expecting the same thing to happen here. It did break the low, but the range is this one here. So I'm using this down candle because on the weekly, order flow is now bullish. So we're only trading back down into this down candle, and then price will resume going back up again. All right, so I'll be doing the same thing on this. Just wait for the close above that candle, and then we look for a continuation to the upside. All they did was come and take out a low. That's it. So the upside still remains. Okay, similar to Aussie CAD, right? The upside still remains. The only running stops and then resuming going back up. So between Aussie CAD and New Zealand CAD, I think for now, maybe I like the Aussie CAD simply because the Australian dollar is rejecting. Okay, it's rejecting. We actually took out, it's not a 3-month low. The 3-month low is here. We almost got there. But it did trade to a nice fair value gap, and this is a range, this low to this high, and that is discount. So I actually missed some trades on it, which was yesterday. I think yesterday you saw me talking about potentially them coming for this high. I missed this trade here on the 15-minute chart here. That was a nice pullback. So expect price to go above that, and on the weekly, if we can sustain a close above previous week high, then we'll be looking for a continuation here, which obviously you can trade this pair or you can use the strength to trade any of the Aussie pairs. And I think yesterday I gave you one, the Aussie yen. Okay, yesterday I think I gave you one and I said price is likely going to attack this high. So if you want, Aussie CAD is available with a close above previous day's high today. If we do close above previous day's high today, you can look for the buy to continue going up, or look for a buy on Aussie yen to go and attack this high. All right, and it can go higher than this, but for now, one at a time, just look for this high. All right, let me see on the H4. Yeah, on the H4 there's really nothing in here to stop price, and this is equal high. This one and that one is too clean. It's too clean. So look for continuation to the upside. Attack this, or you can wait for the close above this. I like the buying pattern that we had here, the up candle, the move down, and then we're coming back above it. That's nice to see, and you want to see price go up from here. Okay, or if you want, you can buy the New Zealand card, but also wait for at least the close above the previous candle's high, which is the daily. Okay, so that's pretty much Aussie dollar. I still think we need to come back above this high. This high here. I still think we need to come back above it. Let's see how today is gonna trade this gap. Do we close above it? If we do, then go up here. Now let me quickly give you how do I call this? Let me quickly give you like an explanation of something that's gonna help you navigate in price. All right, that's gonna help you navigate in price. And this was one of the things that changed my perspective about price. It made me settle down. It made me calm my nerves down, because whenever I saw price moving, I was confused. Whenever I saw price moving, I was I won't say afraid, but sometimes when price is moving and you have no idea why it's moving, where it's going, it can be unsettling, right? Because you don't know where it's going. And how will you be confident in where price is going? That's the question. How will you be confident in where price is going? For you to be confident in where price is going, there's something that you need to know. For you to be confident in where price is going, there's something that you need to know. And that thing is, why does price move, right? Why does price move on your chart? Why is it moving? It's moving for three reasons. Okay, it's moving for three reasons. The first reason is seeking for liquidity. It's seeking for liquidity. That's the first thing that price is doing. When it's moving, it's seeking for liquidity. So where is liquidity going to be? Where is liquidity going to be? Because when it's moving, that's what it's seeking for. It's only seeking for liquidity. So where is it going to be? Liquidity is going to be above and above highs and below lows. Okay, it's going to be above a high and below a low. That's where liquidity is going to be. That's why I mentioned focus on what? The daily highs and lows, weekly highs and lows, monthly highs and lows, quarterly highs and lows, and yearly highs and lows, because that's where liquidity is going to be. All right, so when price is moving up or down, one is seeking for liquidity. Two is creating imbalances when price is moving. Okay, it doesn't matter what time frame. Time frame is not really an issue here. It's fractal, and it's basically on everything that moves. When price is moving, one, seeking liquidity, two, is creating imbalances. So what do I mean? Right? We have price move down and it creates imbalance. We have price move up and it creates imbalance. We have price moved up and it creates imbalance. Here, imbalance. Here, imbalance. Right? So price is moving, one, to seek liquidity, two, creating imbalances, And then the third one is rebalancing. Rebalancing is basically when the imbalance is created, or when the gap. Let me clean some of these things. Okay. Imbalances is when a gap is created like this. And then rebalancing is when price comes back and trade to it like this. So this will be an imbalance, and then price will come back to it. This is an imbalance, price comes back to it. 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 Okay. So that's the three reasons why price is on the chart is moving. So don't get it twisted. Don't get fancy things about what price is doing. It's not anything mystical. All that is doing is, if it's going up, it's going for a high, or it's going for rebalancing. And then what it will do to get there is it will create imbalances. And then when it's going down, it's going for liquidity, or it's going to rebalance a gap. And then as it's going down, it will create imbalances. Okay, so this is why price is moving. When it's going up or down, it's not mystical. It's not something that you have to I would say bang your head to understand. It's very simple. So when price is going up, all you need to think is, where is the nearest high, or where is the nearest imbalance, because that's exactly where price is going to trade to. Okay, so the reason why I said it's likely going to come up here if we close through this gap is just that. This gap here is the reason why price came up. Now it can reject and go lower. If it's coming back down again, where is it going for? There's no gap, so it's gonna go for a low. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we've just taken out a low here. So when price was coming down, once we traded through this gap, where did it go for? It went for a low. Which one? That one. Now when I say a low, you need to understand I'm talking about a swing, a 3-bar pattern, not necessarily these type of swings, because these ones are special. Okay, the ones that has the different color candle, those ones are special. But when I say a low, it's going for a 3-bar pattern swing. So the middle candle is higher than the other two candles. Subsequently, a swing low will have the middle candle, the low of the middle candle lower than the other two. That's a swing. So when price is going up or down, it's going for something like that. Okay, or is going to rebalance, and on its way it will create imbalances. So here, if price is able to close above it, then it's going to seek this high. If we don't, then it's going to come down and seek the low. Okay, it's very simple. So when you're looking at price, that's what you need to think about. That's all you need to focus on. Don't focus on anything else. Focus on what I've just said. Why? Because that's exactly what price is seeking for. So if you see price moving aggressively, then all you need to think is, where is the nearest high, where is the nearest low, or where is the nearest fair value gap. That's where price is going to move to. All right. So hopefully that will settle some nerves in your head, or yeah, settle some nerves. Because when price is moving, when I was learning, it was very, very hard for me to understand exactly where is it going. Okay, where is it going? And if you pay attention to the nearest gap or the nearest high closest to price, that's all you need. The one that is very close to price, that's all you need. Okay, so for example here, if we go through this, where's the closest thing about what I just mentioned to price? It'll be this high. So you focus there. That's the nearest one. So if you close above this, then put your focus up here, because that's the nearest gap. I'm sorry, the nearest either gap or high. Because once we go above this, there's no gap on this time frame. So it's gonna go for this high. And what I'm saying, it actually applies to all time frames. It's not just the daily. So you can look at it on all time frames. If you're looking at the H4, for example, okay, right now on the H4, what is price reaching for? Well, you can clearly see we have this gap, right? So if it trades through this gap, where is it going to reach for? It's going to reach for this high, right? It's going to reach for that high. So what we do when we are analyzing the chart, we start from the high time frame with this concept. So let's say on the weekly, we start on the weekly with this concept. Right now, where is price likely going to go on this time frame? Okay, just look at it. Where is price likely going to go? I know some of you have answered the question in your head. On this time frame, what's price likely going to go? Okay. On the 3 months chart, what is price likely going to go? Where we are right now, where is price likely going to go? Is it going to go for this high, or is it going to go for this low, or is it going to go for this high? Right? So if you use what I've just shared with you, then you're gonna start knowing exactly where price is gonna go. Why? Because it's fractal. So when I say fractal, it means that what I showed you on the daily here, that if you trade through this, we're gonna go for this high. You're gonna have the same idea when you're on this time frame, right? So as it stands right now, we've just taken out a low because that's a swing low, right? So we've just taken out a low. That's why you see price rejecting. There's no fair value gap in here. So if we decide to continue going down, where is it gonna go? Right here. Why? Because there's no gap. So it's likely going to go. If we start going up, where is it gonna go? It's gonna go for this high. Why? Because there's no gap. So it's either it's going to go for this or it's going to go for that. That's it. Then you begin to look at it from a weekly perspective. I'm sorry, a monthly perspective. Right now, where is it likely to gonna go? We're just coming from a high time frame swing low, which is this one here. So this gap, the first they've traded to that one. Now potentially that. And since we are in a range like this, a bearish range, then it's just gonna come back up, fill the gap, and then come back down again. Unless this is a buy from smart money, because it has the buy pattern. We have the up, the down, 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 taking out a low. So it could be a buy. And if it's a buy, then they will break this and then start making their way up. But we don't want to look at that for now. We just want to focus on what is happening right now. And what is happening now is that price is pulling back. So we focus on that. When we get up here, then we decide what we're going to do. Okay. Then you translate it to the weekly. What's price likely going to do? We have a swing high here. We have a swing low here. Is it likely to come for this one or that one? It's gonna based on a higher time frame perspective. So likely this one. And that is why on the daily, I was saying we are likely going to go up here once we trade through this. Okay. All right. So hopefully that small little pep talk has given you some insight into why sometimes I say what I say. Okay. Let's go back. Let's look at gold. So yesterday we had gold drop from that 1 hour level. I was looking for it to take out this low, but it's struggling. It's struggling, and I know why it's struggling, because on the daily we've actually rebalanced this gap, so we don't really necessarily have to come back down again. This gap has been balanced, right? I just gave you it. Prices only coming to do what? Rebalance or take out lows. This is the nearest gap when this was Thursday. On Thursday, that was the nearest gap. Friday came back and rebalanced it, and it's done. So what does it need to go? It needs to do. It needs to go up. That's all it needs to do. If we break through this, then it's gonna come here. Does it need to do that? I don't think so, because it's bullish. So that's why I think that 1 hour level, it doesn't need to come there, because they've already rebalanced it. So this leaves this as an inside candle on Monday, and I don't like that. Okay, I don't like inside candles like this. Preferably, if they had taken out this low here, then yes. So just watch this and that. At least if they take out any of them, look for a rejection, and then you can look for a buy to continue going up. Because I don't see this as a reversal pattern. This is not how price reverse. So they might go up above this high one more time. On the H4, watch this up candle. If we lose that, then we will basically start going up. But I would prefer they come and attack this particular low first and then immediately reject. Okay, it needs to be immediate. This low here, they come, take it out, and then immediately reject, and then we go back up again. All right, so that's the business on gold. Crude oil, we did trade to our level yesterday. It has not given any rejection yet, so I'm still patiently waiting. On the H4, we did get a small reaction off from the breaker. Nothing nothing crazy. So let's see how he's gonna react inside this fair value gap. Now I like the move towards it. Okay, it's very, very nice. Why? Because it's not printing aggressive big candles, because when it's aggressive up candles, then it looks like they might break it. So let's watch right here. That's exactly 79 retracement level. Let's watch right there. Well, we are there now. So let's see. This New York session is Tuesday. So if we don't drop today, then there will be a problem. Watch this fair value gap and this down candle. That's where we look for a break of structure to happen. So what we're looking for is this. And then we go down. Okay, that's what we're looking for. If you don't get that, stay away. Okay, because if you don't get it, then maybe they might break it, which I don't see this as a buy, but you know, it might be a buy on the weekly. Oops, it might be a buy on a weekly, but I don't see that. I'm personally not seeing it. That's not how, you know, these big boys, that's not how they buy. Unless the month will end and then they'll end as a raid, then we have a different perspective, because once the month end, then we have a fractal to play with, which is a week low is take a month low is taken, it's gonna take out a high. Then we can focus on price coming for this high. Then we can drop down, look for a pullback into a fair value gap, and then we go for that high. Until then, we are still looking for lower prices. So watch this New York session. Once we break down, we start looking for lower prices. ES. So ES, I think yesterday I was looking for them to reject the previous week high. It didn't happen. I was expecting again this month to come back and close through this gap. It's not happening. So in my opinion, since we still have 4 trading days to go, it's crucial what is going to happen going forward. Very, very crucial what's going to happen. This thing is way too high. Way too high. And there might be a correction. I don't know when. That's why I was looking for the 3 months to close through the gap, and then we can start looking out for some correction. But again, that's not happening. So what do we do in here? Because that's the first gap. Do we reject? Do we trade through it? If we trade through and close above, then we'll be coming up here, which once we get there, maybe we might come back down. I don't know. We will see. It's too much speculation. How do we trade in here? On the daily, do we start rejecting previous day's high? Until we get that, personally, I'm not interested in longs. Okay. More reason is, if we were to go up, then Monday should have been down and then go up. It didn't do that. So we started Monday up, Tuesday up. That's a big red flag. So we might maybe form a high either today or tomorrow. And that's what I'll look for. If we don't form the high, then I'm not interested. Right? Watch right here. Because it's still inside that weekly gap. Okay, it's still inside that weekly gap, right? It's the high of the gap. This is the low of it. So you can see the reaction off from that low, and that's the high. So we might get a reaction. Again, I like this down candle. So watch the down candle as we are approaching, because we might get a rejection, and then we break the down candle, and that's where you start looking for lower prices. Okay. Now on the daily, question, what is price reaching for? You can't tell on the daily because the narrative is not on the daily. Weekly, yes, I can tell. Why? Because they've traded into a gap. as we are dropping. So that gap is supposed to act as what? Resistance, and then send price lower. If we are going up and then we create a gap, once we trade to the gap, then you're expecting it to reject and create support to continue going up. So that's why you want to look for price to reject here and then continue going down. Watch that very level that I've marked, maybe 2 p.m. today. Let's see what price is gonna do right there. Okay, now let's go over to, I spent some time on here just to give you more clarity. But what I talked about is not only limited to the forex market or the currencies. It's actually applicable to any chart, so you can apply the same concept to any chart. And I think if you look at the analysis that I've been giving you, I've been applying it, but you probably are not aware of it. AI 16, remember I said we are likely going to take out this high because this low took out this low, so it's not a good idea for them to come down here. And there you have it right there. Here. Okay. The month end, it's looking good so far. Why? Because it's rejecting, it's having a wick. I think I'll talk about it tomorrow because I don't have much time. So the narrative is, how do we stay above that high? I want to see price stay above that high, even if not that one, and then we can go up. So pay attention to the daily time frame. Okay, we want day to close above previous day, then we can buy if you want to buy for day trading. If not, then for those of you that have been around, we've been accumulating, so no cause for alarm. Okay, let's go back to over here. I think yesterday we talked about this. We are looking for it to reject and go lower. That is still the case. I've not changed my bias. Okay, I've not changed it. They're saying I've not changed it. This one likely going to trade up here. That weekly gap. Sorry, is it weekly? Daily. That one. I think that's where price is going. And that is based on what I've just shared with you today. If price is going up, why is it going up? Because there's a gap here. It wants to go and rebalance it. So hype is likely going to trade up there. That is still the case up here. The tool, same thing up here. Just key. It couldn't sustain the up candle and it rejected. So I think we will probably come back down again to this low. Why? Because the daily couldn't sustain the close above that. So we will be coming back down. On the H4, you can already start seeing it. They will come back for this low again one more time. All right. So that's why I spend most of the time on the other currencies, because nothing has really changed since yesterday. Okay, so that's pretty much it from me. Just be patient, because patient pays. Look out for some of the currencies. these two, and then that one, and then the Aussie yen. Those are my favorites for now. All right, I think I'll end here, and I'll see you same time tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will give us more ideas on what the crypto is going to do, and then the dollar index, how today closes, will give us a good insight going forward, which is if we close below that, we'll be coming down here. All right, okay, so enjoy the rest of your day, and then I'll see you same time tomorrow. Take care.